The death toll from the deadly Syria-Turkey earthquake has crossed the 28,000 mark. According to Turkish Vice President, Turkey's death toll climbed to 24,617. And in Syria, the total number of confirmed deaths stands at 3,575. Rescuers in southern Turkey have been warned that efforts to find survivors following the quake are being hampered by outbreaks of violence. According to reports, the German and the Austrian army paused search operations on Saturday, citing fighting between unidentified groups. Turkish authorities have also arrested 48 people accused of looting or trying to defraud victims. According to latest rules that came into force this week, the suspects will be held for 7 days rather than 4. The Turkish authorities have also detained 12 building owners in the southern provinces of Gaziantep and Sanli-Urfa. Those taken into custody include contractors who have been blamed for the poor state of housing in these regions. Meanwhile, rescue workers are working day and night, hoping to find survivors stuck beneath the pile of rubble in Turkey and Syria. In one such effort, a 7-month-old baby was pulled out alive on Saturday. The infant was rescued after being trapped for 139 hours under the rubble.
Hadi hızlı, hadi hızlı. Hadi hızlı. Aç yolu, aç. Hocam bastığın yere dikkat et hocam. Sakin ol. Abi şu kalabalık geri çek.
A 7-year-old girl was also rescued from a collapsed building in the Turkish city of Hatay. She was trapped for more than 5 days. Several other survivors were rescued from the rubble in other areas as well, but hopes of finding more survivors was fading. Meanwhile, UN Aid Chief Martin Griffiths, who is in Turkey, called the 2 major earthquakes the worst event to hit the region in a century. Griffiths also met the families of those affected in the quake and applauded the humanitarian groups that are working in Turkey and Syria.
The courage of your people, the courage of parents rescuing their families, their children from the rubble, the courage of your first responders working 24 hours all the time to get people out, hoping for one more sound, for one more person to survive. This is something I will not forget.
According to Turkish officials, around 24.4 million people in both Syria and Turkey have been affected by the deadly quake. For more on this, we are being joined live by our correspondent Gadi Francis from Aleppo in Syria, which is one of the 4 provinces that have been declared as a disaster zone. Gadi, Aleppo is one of the worst hit regions. What do you see and gather from around?
This is one of the worst hit regions in the nation, in Syria altogether. But this area, this compound, is one of the worst hit places in Aleppo. It is called Salhin and Firdos. I am standing right now in a park where people who lost their homes are sleeping outdoors. And it may be sunny right now, but the weather has been dire for the past week, freezing temperatures. I'm surrounded by youth, families, mothers who are just sleeping on the ground during the night. Behind me, there's one story of a survivor, a teenager that jumped from the balcony and was able to survive. Others did not. I'm being told that in the Salhin area, it is like a whole compound that has been demolished. Some of the people, some of the survivors, Bashar right here is a young man that was telling me about his survival story. He told me that they left the building when the quake started and they were able to all be safe. But in the area, in Salhin area, 3 other buildings were totally destructed with the people that were living inside. Now, the problem is, Siobhan, is that there are no formal numbers and nothing is really accurate because the rescue teams are kind of scarce. So some areas, when the entire families have gone, there's no one to tell anyone that they are still lost under the rubble. This is why the numbers are not really very accurate. And most of the people think that the numbers are really higher than what is being recorded right now. And this is yet to be discovered in the coming days as the rescue goes on. The hope fades, but bodies of people and loved ones are waiting to bury their families.
Gadi, of course, the situation seems extremely dire over there, but as for what you can see and what you can gather, what seems to be the biggest challenge that survivors and the government is facing at the moment?
Now, the biggest challenge, I'm now totally I have many people around our camera here. They have no homes. This is the challenge, to find homes for the people that are sleeping outside in the streets. The good families that had jobs and work have become homeless. And it is millions of Syrians. And this is the biggest challenge for Syria right now, and especially for Aleppo. I want to show you a little bit of the destruction. But as you can see, I'm really totally crowded here. This is one of the buildings. It had one of the most amazing survival stories where one of the teenagers jumped. And this park here is being home for all these stranded people from a Salhin compound, one of the other worst hit areas in Aleppo. Now we have took shots and visuals from everywhere.
Nobody will come.
Excuse me, are you trying to tell us something? Now, there's just one person who came to tell the camera, in Aleppo, nobody will come. People here are very angry and sad because there are many people still stuck under the rubble.
Not expecting help to come in?
The rescue operation is not really as fast and as quick as it should be. So people are really angry, really frustrated, and they've lost their homes and they're just in the streets around me.
Thank you for all those updates, Gadi. Stay safe.